Hey guys, welcome. I'm going to give you a tutorial today in Photoshop on how to create this typography poster. It's based off of one that I found online. I thought that it would be a pretty easy yet challenging one for those of you who are still quite new to Photoshop. We're going to cover our type tools that we've discussed in the previous class, but learn about a few new tools in Photoshop as well. Let's go ahead and open Photoshop and create a new document. Let's make it 8.5 by 11 in case we want to print it. So click Command R on your keyboard, and that'll bring up the rulers. And from the rulers, we can actually drag from one side to create a grid. I'll drag it to the 1 inch over here. Hold spacebar to get the hand tool, move around. Drag it, let's see, this is 8.5. Let's take it to 7.5. And then we'll drag it from the top to create our horizontal border, bring it over to 1 inch. Spacebar to get the hand tool to scrub down. Drag the ruler from grid from the top ruler. And this is 11, so let's take it to 10 inches. So now we have a grid, and it's 1 inch all around. Click the M for the marquee tool, or over here. If you don't have the box, then click and hold over here, and you'll get the box, elliptical, single row, horizontal, single row, vertical. We'll just do the rectangle marquee tool. Let's make a rectangle where the grid is, and create a new layer at the bottom right next to the trash can. And in this new layer, with the marching ants selection of the rectangle, we're going to do Edit, Fill. Let's go over here to Content and click Color, and go ahead and choose any color you want. Click OK. We still have our marching ants around, so I'm going to do Command D to deselect. And here we are so far. Let's take a look at what the poster is asking for us to do again. Okay, 3 letters on the top, 3 letters on the middle, 3 letters on the bottom. Go ahead and click T for the type tool, and you also can open up your characters over here. If you don't see your characters, remember it's Window, Character, and that's how you get these over here. I'm going to choose Bodoni 72 just to make it quick. Let's do, how about ABC? We'll make this, scale this up, and then originally my tracking was on 0, and now I want to increase my tracking to try to fill from the edge to the edge. Oh, another quick tip, if you are totally done with any layer ever, you can actually lock them in place over here. Click that lock button over there, and that layer is going to be locked, so you can never, ever move that layer. Okay, so let's highlight our ABC, click the color over here, and let's change it to black. I want to duplicate these letters, and what I'm going to do then is click my layer that I want with the selection tool, hold Option on your keyboard, and drag it down. If you want to lock it in place, hold Shift and Option at the same time to make sure that it doesn't move too much to the left or too much to the right as you're dragging it down. Do it again. Oops. Click it, Option, Shift, and drag it down. Photoshop's going to also tell you about how far apart they should be in order to be equal. It does the math for you, these newer versions. So we have 1.107 inches, measuring the distance perfectly between each one. So if ABC, let's do DEF, click the bottom layer, GHI, okay? And I actually had this already turned on over here. Check the character. You have your other options for how you want to adjust your text in case you're not happy with it. I'm going to rearrange my my layer order just to be a little bit more organized. I can shift click all 3 and do Command G to put them in a group. You can rename your group just like that. You could click the eyeball to turn something on and off. And let's see, what's the next step? So now we're adding more words or more letters, and we blend them into one another. So I'm going to click Command J to duplicate. And then in this one, how about we click our T for our type tool, highlight it, JK, Command A to highlight it, click color, and I'm going to make it gray. Click the move tool. Let's move these in front of these two letters because I think they left the first letter empty. Let's highlight this again, and they had italics, so over here we're going to make these letters italicized. Let's see, that looks pretty good. They're about on top of each other. And then let's keep the rhythm going. I'll duplicate this one, Command J, JK, L, wait, JK, LMN. We'll move LMN. So let's reorganize them just to know which pair with which. The ABC goes with the JK. The DEF goes with the LMN. So I'm going to put that just underneath it. And the GHI and the OPQ are together. So notice how everything changes depending how you organize your layers. Now to blend these letters together. It looks like some of them just kind of interweave inside of one another. Let's click the J and the K and hold command and click the actual the T on the layer. And that's going to make a selection around the J and K. Okay? So from here you can click this foreground background icon, which is called the layer mask icon over here. And it's going to take the selection around the J and the K and apply that to whatever layer we choose. So let's choose the A, B, and C and click the layer mask. Now it's created a layer mask between those two. The problem is that it looks all funky and we can't really see it because it's now covering up the A. So click the layer mask over here, select that, and do Command I, which is invert. So now we've inverted this back to normal. And the rule of thumb for here is black conceals, white reveals. You see some black over on the layer mask thumbnail, and the black conceals and white reveals corresponds to the bottom left, white and black foreground, background. You can toggle them by clicking this arrow, switching them around. Another shortcut is clicking the letter X. X on your keyboard changes black and white over here. Now click the letter B for your brush tool. If you can't see your brush tool, it might be that you have your caps lock on. So check your caps lock, make sure that it's off, and you can see your brush tool. It's also found over here. B is the shortcut. Top left is where you can change your size and your hardness. I'm going to keep my hardness at 100%. And the size, you can also change it using the brackets, which are to the right of the letter P on your keyboard. Okay? So now we know that black conceals, white reveals, X changes it, and we're applying this to our layer mask we've made over here. So if we click this, then the B suddenly becomes hidden. And then we're clicking X, it kind of does the opposite. Because I want the J to be higher than it is right now, I've decided I want to move it again. So I'm going to control click the layer mask, and I'm going to delete it. Click the JK. I'm going to do Command T, which brings up our transform tool, and I'm going to drag it a little bit bigger. This looks a lot better in terms of alignment, in my opinion. So we can go ahead and restart our layer mask. Let's click the ABC, Command click it, and we get the marching ants going around it. Click the layer mask, and we've made a layer mask out of these letters. Command click the T on the JK, this layer. So now that the J and K are outlined, we can go back to our brush tool and we can erase only this area. Okay? And I'm going to do Command D, and look how clean that looks. Looks like it's going right through. Let's zoom in here. I'll show you the exact same thing again. Command click the T on the JK, outline the JK, click the letter B for your brush tool, and we're going to paint only where the perimeter allows us. But make sure that we are clicking our layer mask on the A, B, and C. I'm going to paint it there. And Command D. So now it looks like the J is being perfectly woven in between the letter B. Hold spacebar, get the hand tool to move across. And we can do the exact same thing with the K. It's pretty much the same thing from here throughout the rest of the design to combine those letters together. We're just doing the same exact move, just on repeat. If you're not happy with the placement of your characters, maybe they're getting in the way of the original character and there's not enough variation between how they're going to weave in between one another. Let's check out. You can do Command T on your desired layer, and this opens up your transform tool. Hold Command and click that middle box, and you can actually stretch it up, stretch it down, swing it to the left and right size, give it a little italicized difference. If you're not happy with something, click Command Z. You are also welcome to click your type tool, highlight everything, open up your character window, and you can even adjust your stretching here or adjust your horizontal stretching. Don't forget to play with all of these type tools and get familiar with them, get to know them. Reposition everything, use your move tool to move your layer around. I feel like the eye is a little too far away. Command T, drag this back a little more center. So let's make the layer mask inside the GHI, so click the layer mask icon over here. We have a blank white layer. Go to your OPQ, command click this layer to get the outline, and then go back to your layer mask, click B for the brush tool, and go ahead and paint it in how you would like. Last thing to note, maybe let's close this alphabet group. Maybe we want to make a brand, like a little signature. Let's see, Mr. Sandoval. I'm gonna type Mr. Sandoval into a new layer. Command A to highlight the whole thing. Scale it down. And let's see how they did it in the other image. Let's do Mr. Sandoval and duplicate that by holding Alt and dragging graphic design class. And I'm not liking this. Let's go to our character tool, turn this off. That looks much better. Highlight it, turn this off. And that looks much better. So I'll click Mr. Sandoval. I'm going to drag it with Option to the other border because we still have our grids open. Click T, highlight the whole thing. Let's do 31 October 2023. And on the paragraph area, we can make sure that it's angling on the right. Quickly drag that back there. And those are all the new tools that you are going to learn today. Go ahead and complete the rest of the typography poster. to resemble this one. You know the tools how to do it in Photoshop. I showed you how to do it, and you can always rewind on the video if you need to check back and see how we did something. Just for one last stylistic point, let's go ahead and click Mr. Sandoval, highlight it, go back to our characters, italicize it, go to graphic design, highlight, italicize, and then go to October 31st, highlight, italicize, just to give it a little bit more style. Let's shift click these three, Command G to group them together, and we'll name that group credits. Command 0, Command H to hide your rulers and grids, and click F and F to get this preview mode. Command R to hide your ruler, Command 0 to create your full screen, and there you have it. Alright guys, the ultimate final step is exporting this file from Photoshop so that we can upload it to Schoology. Click File, Save as a Copy. From here you can select either JPEG, PNG, or let's see, PDF over here, Photoshop PDF. Either one is fine. I'll do JPEG. Name it whatever you want, and find exactly where you want to export it. I'll just do downloads for right now. It's quick and easy. I'll click Save. Make sure that the quality is on maximum. Okay? Click OK. And then we can open up our downloads and find our poster here. Whoa. That's interesting. There's something weird going on. Looks like there was a glitch in my export. Okay. If that happens to you, then let's try saving it as a different file. We'll do PNG and see if that happens. Alright, PNG had no issue with that. So you'll upload the PNG file to Schoology.